previous lecture we have finished the various parameters that are used for the Masbau spectroscopy. So the last point of the Masbau spectroscopy is the application of the Masbau spectroscopy. So in that application there are three types of application. One is the isomer shift and the oxidation state. Next one is the coordination chemistry of iron cyanide, and the last one is the quadruple splitting due to the asymmetric nature of compound. Okay. So the first application is the isomer shift and the oxidation state. Okay, so depending upon the oxidation state or the electrochemical nature of the ion atom, so the isomer shift will changes. Okay, because the nature around ion will decide the how much radiations it will get absorbed from the uh, incident radiations. Okay, so basically this oxidation state will decide the electron density around the nucleus. Okay, electron density around the nucleus, and within this the nucleus will be much closer to the s electron density than the other two electron density, p or d. Okay, electron density, and in the case of ion atom there is no f orbital, so only s, p and d orbitals are there. Okay, for ion atom, and out of this s orbital is much closer to the nucleus than that of the p and d orbitals. So in result, if the oxidation state will changes, the electron density will changes. Okay, and more specifically the more effect of s electron density change will resulted into the change in electronic environment around the nucleus. So once that electronic environment around the nucleus changes, the radiations are absorbed also changes. Okay, so the isomer shift in the Masbow spectra will reflect the difference in the s electron density, around the nucleus, that is emitter and absorber nucleus. Generally the isomer shift will decreases as the s electron density increases. Okay, here it should be increases, and hence the oxidation state increases. Okay, so as we increase the electron density, that is s electron density, and oxidation state, we get the decrease in the shift of isomer shift. Okay, isomer shift is get decreases. So consider the ion atom, so its electronic configuration will be like this, it is 1s2 to so on that 4s2 3d6. Okay, 3d6, it should be 3d6. So in the various oxidation state, that is +2 +3 +4 or +5 oxidation state, what is happening over there is that the d electrons are getting decreases from 6, 5, 4 up to so on 3. Okay, so d electrons or the number of d electrons are decreasing, means that overall s electron count is remaining constant. Okay, in the inner core s electrons are remains constant, at 2s2 or the 3s2 as such. So once that d electrons are getting removed from the outer shell, the inner s electron which are closer to the nucleus, so overall their density around the nucleus is increasing, and in turns the isomer shift is also going to get decrease. Okay, so from that as the oxidation state is increasing from +2 to +4, the isomer shift is decreases. Okay, so there is a direct relation between isomer shift, not direct, there is a direct relation between oxidation state and the s electron density, and the inverse between isomer shift. Okay, so we can say that once the oxidation state increases, the isomer shift decreases, or s electron density increases, isomer shift decreases. Okay, and isomer shift decreases means what is happening over here is the, as we can see that isomer shift is +1.5 plus 0.7 plus 0.2, and last it is the -0.6. Okay, so we are shifting more towards the minus side, means we need to like this output of the Masbow spectroscopy is nothing but the number of gamma rays count, like we have seen that. So the number of gamma rays count against the Doppler velocity. Okay, so this is not what the exact ion spectrum, but we can take this as the reference. So the output is nothing but the gamma ray count against the Doppler velocity. So if initially we are having the ion in the +2 oxidation state, okay, we get the most right side spectrum, okay, say around here, okay, around here we get the spectrum. But if the plus we increase the oxidation state from +3 +2 and sorry +4 and +5 and +6 as such, so we get the decrease in the Doppler shift. Okay, decrease in the Doppler shift means we are not moving the absorber and source together. Okay, so we are moving the source, okay, for negative Doppler shift, meaning that in instrumentation it will be more clear. Okay, so here, so Doppler velocities, suppose it is 0 means we are not moving source and absorber, and if it is positive means we are moving source towards absorber. Okay, we are moving source towards absorber. So the overall radiations which falls on the absorber radiations or the absorber material will be the emitted gamma radiation plus the momentum due to the motion of the source towards the absorber. Okay, so the overall radiations falls on the absorber are the much higher than actually emitted radiations, and so we are requiring more radiations for the excitation of ion. Okay, so that more radiations are nothing but the momentum of source material moving towards the absorber. And in case of higher oxidation state, that is either +6 or +5 oxidation state, we get the negative Doppler shift. We get the negative Doppler shift here. So negative Doppler shift is nothing but what? Motion of the source away from the absorber. Okay, so we require the less amount of radiations than the emitted gamma radiations. Okay, less amount of radiation than the emitted gamma radiations for the excitation of the absorber. Okay, for the excitation of absorber material. So this is the what we can conclude from the isomer shift. So positive isomer shift is means motion of source towards absorber, and the negative isomer shift is nothing but the motion of source away from the absorber. Okay, so this is our the first application of our Masbow spectroscopy, that is the isomer shift and the oxidation state of given nuclei. So next is the coordination chemistry of the ion around the cyanide nuclear. Okay, so the coordination number of various ion complexes in the cyanide, specifically cyanide complexes, will show the different spectrum. Okay, so the Prussian blue, which is obtained by the addition of potassium ferrocyanide. Okay, so that is ferrocyanide means the +2 oxidation state to the ferric salt gives the ferric ferrocyanide, that is ferric ferrocyanide. And thermal blue, which is formed by the addition of potassium ferricyanide, is +3 with the +2 salts gives the ferrous ferricyanide. Okay, so the overall that Prussian blue and the uh, there are the two dyes. Okay, one is the Prussian blue and another one is the Turnbull blue. Okay, so these two species or these two uh, compounds are differing in their coordination sphere and the secondary sphere and the primary sphere. Okay, so there is a difference in the oxidation state of the this two dyes. So how we can like estimate there is a difference in the oxidation state? So we can use the Masbow spectroscopy to show that both of these compounds are high spin and the low spin. Okay, so based upon the oxidation state and the spin state, we can conclude that the two dyes are having the different coordination sphere. Okay, different coordination sphere. So the another use uh, for the quadruple splitting due to the asymmetric nature of our ions cyanide complexes. Okay, next point is the So when the absorber atom, which is in the symmetrical environment, the signal line which are observed in the Maxwell spectrum are symmetrical lines. Okay, so we get only the one absorption spectrum or the one absorption peak in the Maxwell spectrum for the symmetrical uh, absorption. Okay, and for the asymmetric nature we get the multiple absorption spectrum. So for example, okay, here it will be more clear. So the Maxwell spectrum for the K4 FeCN6 is, okay, the Maxwell spectrum for the K4 FeCN6 which consisting of one line spectrum, whereas that for the K3 FeCN5 NO consisting of two lines. So we need to explain this. Okay, so for that consider the first spectrum for the FeCN6. Okay, so the FeCN6 spectrum, okay, 2 minus other 4 minus, sorry, 4 minus. Here the environment around the ion atom is the same. Okay, here all the 6 coordination sites of the ion are occupied by the same cyanide ligand. So we get the symmetrical nature, okay, spherically symmetrical nature. So there is no quadrupolar interaction between the ion nuclei and the radiations. So we get the single peak. Okay, we get the single peak. So here we get the single peak. But in the case of next example is that this type of ion, okay, so here we get the different in the uh, various ligands surrounding the ion. Okay, so there is a spherical or symmetrical nature, or they are not symmetrical. So the overall electrical or the quadruple motion is the not equals to 0. We get, hence we get the uh, quadrupolar splitting, and which has resulted into the two peaks in the Maxwell spectrum. Okay, so we get the two peaks for the Maxwell spectrum. Okay, so these are the certain applications for the um, Maxwell spectroscopy. So that application for the ion cyanide complexes, where we have seen the two dyes. Okay, one is the Prussian blue and another one is the Turnbull blue. So there is a difference in the coordination sphere. Okay, and also there is a difference in the preparation method also. So for the Prussian blue, we see that the complexes is prepared by using the, okay, Fe3 ions or Fe3 salt with the potassium ferrocyanide. Okay, potassium ferrocyanide, and the complex formula is like Fe4 FeCN6 thrice. Okay, and the overall we can see that the formula is, okay, Fe3 in the outside the coordination sphere and Fe2 in the, okay, so for Prussian blue we are having this formula. Okay, that is Fe3 in the outside coordination sphere and Fe2 in the inside coordination sphere, and for the Turnbull blue we get the formula likewise. Okay, so Fe2 is outside coordination sphere and the Fe3 is inside the coordination sphere. So for overall the result is that we can estimate the exact oxidation state based upon their chemical shift or isomer shift in the Maxwell spectrum. Okay, so this is the end of our Maxwell spectroscopy. Okay, so this technique is useful for the estimation of oxidation state as well as the coordination number for the ion. So this technique will find the lot more application in the coordination chemistry of ion, and as well as for the biological samples containing ions. Okay.